Welcome everyone to Vidit Gujrathi taking on Nepo in the 5th round of the FIDE World Cup 2023. A small smile on Jan's face, a handshake, and off we go. Vidit, with his customary closed eyes, focused moment before making his first move, takes roughly around a minute and plays 1e4. Jan responds with super solid e5. It's his repertoire which helped him in his world championship matches to play the Petroff. Will he go for that once again against Vidit? Knight f3. The fact that Vidit has gone for 1e4 means that he is very well prepared for this match and for this game. Let's see what is Vidit's new idea in the Petroff. Knight takes on e5. The pawn is taken, and Jan plays his pawn up to d6. Now Vidit moves his knight back. This is the main line of the Petroff that's happening. Jan takes the pawn. Knight takes e4. There are many lines here. Knight c3 is one aggressive line. Vidit goes for the main one with d4, and white would love to develop his bishop, castle, and play that way. d5 by Nepo. By the way, you see a tattoo on Nepo's hand. That is a phoenix that is imprinted there. He goes bishop d6, and with it castles, and so does Nepo. If you look at the position carefully, it is black who has kind of the extra move here with knight on e4. But that same extra move is what is going to cause him a bit of a problem, because the knight is a little shakily placed. So c4 hitting the center, c6 played by Nepo, and now Vidit plays his queen to c2, planning to take here. It's not really a big threat, because Nepo goes h6 and tells Vidit that if you take, I'll go rook e8, push your queen back, and then go bishop g4, and I have a lot of activity. So Vidit says, I'm not going to play this, and instead play c5. This is actually an idea that has only been played once in the game of Aryan Chopra versus Harshit Raja. So Nepo might not be as well prepared, and there you see Nepo thinking about that move. Maybe Vidit has got him out of his prep. It's never easy to get a two-time world championship challenger out of his preparation. Nepo takes on c3. Vidit can take both ways, with the pawn or with the queen. He takes with the queen. Look at Vidit's time. He has 1:32:51 seconds, and he's just very well prepared. Queen f6 by Nepo, and his idea is maybe to just exchange off this strong white bishop. There's only one open file on the board, and Vidit takes it with his rook. Rook on e1 is very well placed now. Let's see if Nepo continues with bishop f5 and trades off the bishop. Yes, he does. Now, once the bishops are traded, there is a small problem. Strategically, black is doing really well, because his pawns are on light squares and his bishop is on dark square. However, the main issue is tactically, or you can say dynamically, the white rook is entering the 7th rank, and that is cause of some worry. You can see Vidit still blitzing out his moves. He has 1 hour 29 minutes. He plays his rook to e7, attacks the bishop and the pawn. Knight d7 played. Now the knight blocks it, but if you see, the queen has to defend it. So if Vidit can get rid of the queen, that would be great. He plays h3 with the idea of g4. So if you play rook e8, then after g4, black is in big trouble, because the queen can no longer defend the knight. That's the reason why Nepo goes rook a d8, and his idea next is to play rook f8. So Vidit now comes up with a classy prophylactic move, queen e3, stopping rook e8. Now your knight cannot move here to f6 because the bishop is hanging. If your bishop moves, still the knight cannot move because b7 would be hanging. So Nepo plays queen c2. His point is that Vidit can no longer play bishop d2 and complete his development because b2 is hanging. The best move here is now b4. Vidit thinks for a while and plays it. He finds b4. He's playing some brilliant chess. He's put his pawn on b4. And now the idea is bishop d2 and eventually finishing the development. Meanwhile, black is stuck here. He goes check. Important not to trade the queens, because if you trade the queens, then rook e8 and black has unraveled himself. So you have to put your knight on e1. Vidit thinks for a minute and gets his knight back. And how does Nepo wriggle out of this mess? Because on one hand this queen is well placed, but on the other, if white goes a4 and then f3, bishop b2, the queen is trapped. Bishop b8 played, and now a4 is a classy move. a4, the queen is now sort of trapped here on d1. So let's say if you play the move a6, then Vidit can already go f3 and there's no way to stop bishop b2 trapping the queen. So it's a big threat here. But Vidit goes bishop b2. Oh, that's a big mistake here. Vidit had a great chance to press in the position with a4, b5 and just continue that game. But bishop b2 means that now Nepo can wriggle out here, and he plays queen a4. He gets the queen out, and you can see that Nepo is now comfortable. The position has equalized. Knight comes to d3 to defend the b4 pawn. And black now has perhaps knight f6 happening, but there is b7 pawn hanging. Will Nepo play it? Oh, he plays it. He plays it. The important point to note is that after rook takes b7, there is rook d e8, and when Vidit comes here, you take and play your knight to e4 with the queen coming into c2. This is an excellent pawn sacrifice. So Vidit goes queen f3, and this is a very smart move by Vidit, because just when his position is getting very difficult, Vidit is ready to bring his queen back to d1 and trade off queens. Because if he is not alert here, he can also land up in a difficult situation. He takes on e8. Now rook takes e8, and you can just play your queen back to d1, trade the queens off. Plays it. Queen to d1 played. And now queen takes d1, rook takes d1. The only problem now is that Nepo's rook comes in, and it's very powerfully placed on the 7th rank. If he can get knight e4 in, then he would be doing really well. So Vidit needs to get rid of this guest here. He goes king f1. Nepo goes further in with rook c2. And maybe now rook c1 needs to be played. Oh, he goes king e1. So the idea is now to play rook c1 next. There is a point here, bishop f4, controlling the square, and if you take here, there is rook takes b2. So maybe bishop f4 is not such a bad idea here. But white has g3. So instead, Nepo goes knight e4. And Vidit offers a trade-off rook with rook c1. Nepo plays his rook to d2, attacking the knight. Vidit has to go rook d1. He plays his rook to d1. And rook c2 played. The players are repeating their moves. The game most likely is going to end in a draw. It was a short game of just 31 moves, but had so much interesting ideas in it. In fact, that idea with a4 and kind of trapping the queen would have given Vidit close to a winning advantage there. Let's see what the players, they agree to a draw, and then let's hear their analysis.